In 1901, an office building was built on the corner of Pikes Peak and Cascade for the Chicago Rock Island Pacific Railroad by two men who made their money in Cripple Creek. Eventually, it became a hotel, changed hands a number of times over the years, and then was vacant for about 17 years. In 1991, the building was scheduled for demolition to make room for a parking lot. Several members of the Colorado Springs City Council felt it would be a tragedy to lose the building. This attracted the attention of a businessman who had enjoyed success with the development of a lower downtown Denver brew house, John Hickenlooper. Together with Chuck Murphy, Colorado Springs' premier builder, philanthropist, and visionary, they saved the historic building from the wrecking ball.
But, you know, the whole thing with Chuck Murphy, the man, the legend, goes back to 1991 when an acquaintance down here called up and said the old Cheyenne Hotel was going to be torn down. There is not a furry animal on earth that he doesn't want to take a photograph of. So I came down, looked at it, and this person knew that I liked old buildings, and we'd done a brew pub in Denver and one in Fort Collins in historic buildings. So we came down, looked at it, and next thing we knew, we bought it 4 days before it was going to be demolished, just for the value of the open ground. So then I started putting together the local investors. I had some investors from Denver, and I got Dusty and Gary Lou, and got a bunch of investors, about a quarter of the money raised, and I got Chuck Murphy as a contractor, and we started getting the bids and designs. And so Chuck got all the plumbing contractor, the sprinkler guy, the electrician, and got all the subcontractors to sit around a table, and I gave the same pitch I did to the wealthy investors. And Chuck at the end of it said, all right, you guys, he needs to raise the other 150 grand. He's going to give you the same deal he gives everyone else. I think it's a good investment. So then we built the thing, and at the end, Chuck and I mean, there were all these change orders, in every construction project you're trying to get open. And I said I'd never agreed to that, and I didn't, and so we had about 120 grand we disagreed about. We whittled it down to about 40 grand. And we were just, we were both small business guys, right? And at the end, Chuck looked at me and says, I like you too much. Why don't we just cut it right in the middle and become friends? And we've been best friends ever since. And there is not a furry animal on earth that he doesn't want to take a photograph of. So we're going to call it the Cheyenne Brewing Company, but then people might drive all the way up to Wyoming. So we agonized month after month after month trying other names. And we were looking at a map one time, and Phantom Canyon, as you go down on your way to Canyon City, this is a beautiful road and a beautiful canyon, and it was right just outside Colorado Springs. So we said, well, that's got a sound to it. So we started asking people, and they all went, oh, I love that name. It's so wonderful. So we switched. We switched like a month and a half before we opened. I mean, it was at the last minute. Most of the really funny stuff about Chuck, I can't tell you. You'd have sensors shutting you down, the screen would go dark. There is not a furry animal on earth that he doesn't want to take a photograph of. And the funny thing, he's become an incredible photographer. I mean, he's a professional quality. He's an artist. He's an artist in building stuff. He's an artist in photography. He's an artist in life.